How's it going, guys? I'm Barry.
And I'm Colby.
And this is Who Watches This?
We do.
Okay, Colby, go ahead.
So this month's theme, we've been doing trapped movies. People who are like trapped in some way, somehow, in the movie. And then, so today's movie, we did Pontypool. It is I never got a release, like a theater release or anything out here in the United States.
Is it a Canadian movie?
I think it's a Canadian movie.
Yeah.
And it's it was one of those ones that popped up on Netflix, and
For a while.
It did not look interesting, and so I passed it for months and months, and then one night I was just bored, and I was like, fine, I'll watch this movie, because even like the description doesn't give it any kind of like justice, and I was absolutely blown away by this movie.
So this is a total Kobe favorite. I can tell from watching the film that it was a Kobe favorite. It was really hard to understand, but I think if you understand this movie, like it didn't get its point across. That's one of the things I kind of took away from it.
Kind of.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll have Kobe talk about the whole premise of the film, and we'll do our thoughts, and our favorite moments, and all that stuff afterwards. Go ahead, Kobe.
So it is. Again, like with these trapped movies, it's tough. Like the actual theme or like the whole plot of the movie can be summarized relatively quickly, but it's the slow boil on this movie especially. Grant Mazey is a radio DJ, and he's a shock jock, and they kind of a little bit later get into it, but basically he's an over-the-top shock jock, and he can no longer keep a job in prime time. So he is stuck doing the, like, early morning...
Super early.
Crap job at this little, small-town local radio station.
Yeah, I think it was like in Ontario.
Yeah.
Like throughout the film, I think that's sort of like the sense of like general area that you were getting.
Right. Yep. And it's kind of like in the middle of a snowstorm, and it's a small town, and it's him. It's his the general manager or whatever.
The program director and
director,
and then the audio engineer.
Yeah. And it's the three of them, and they're kind of like in the basement of just.
This building. Well, I'm pretty sure it's like the radio building or whatever.
But it's like the radio station at like a college or something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of impression I got. It's not like set up like maybe it's just because it's a small town. But
yeah, I think it's just like their local radio station, because in the basement that's where the studio is and all that stuff. And up top you sort of have like almost like there's a kitchen, a storage room. Yeah, it's a really small like facility.
Yeah. And it's like it starts off, and it's him trying to be himself on the radio, and like the program manager having to just keep reeling him back.
Yeah.
Like, this is not what small town Canada wants. They don't want to hear about these over-the-top things. They want to hear that it's snowing and what schools are going to be closed because of the snowstorm.
But Colby, it's always snowing.
With the one lady's missing cat.
And,
and so like they
want to hear like small town gossip, pretty much. Not gossip, but like small town news.
Right.
Like who's not? Yeah, like you said, who's not going to school? Which lanes are closed? What does it look like from the sky from Ken in the sunny chopper? Yeah.
Yep. So that's their helicopter reporter. And so it starts off. It's like he is a very riveting like DJ, and you want to hear his stories, but it's like this battle between him and the program manager of like I said, keep reeling him back to make him boring, and then they get a so then they're talking to Ken in his Eye in the Sky, and he starts.
Oh wait, sorry, you guys didn't just see that, but as Kobe said, "Eye in the sky," he made air quotes.
It's not important. And so Ken starts telling him that it looks like there's a mob,
at Dr. Mendez's office.
Yeah, picketing or rioting in front of Dr. Mendez's office. And as he's like talking about it, he's like this mob is getting more and more unruly, and it's just like the windows and the doors just kind of bust off this office, and people are just pouring out.
Yeah. Can I, one thing that I always I was finding super impressive throughout the film was the fact that Sid, the program director, I can remember all the characters in this movie because there's basically only 3.
Right, and if you count Ken, 4.
Yeah. Sid, as Mazzy is talking, like he's doing his show on the radio, Sid is talking in his ear constantly, and that would just mess me up throughout the whole show. I'd be like,
Yep.
Okay,
so they're typing him out like the news to read.
Yeah, but it's like real time though. It's not like pre-programmed or anything like that. It's pretty impressive. I think it shows his experience as a DJ.
Oh, right, yeah.
So there's people pouring out of Dr. Mendez's office,
and then Ken kind of like ends his little air broadcast, and at this point they don't have any idea. Like the program manager's like scouring the local the computer and their local
the news outlets and
trying to figure out what might be going on, and there's nothing.
Yeah.
And so they have no idea. So they kind of opt to be hey, anybody who knows anything, volunteer and call in and give us the scoop.
Because they want eyewitnesses. Because there's nothing credible coming out, but for some reason they have a police radio. So they're getting a lot of that, but then it's what's it called? Unverified.
Right.
So they want these eyewitnesses,
and even the eyewitnesses that call them in are chaotic and
they're frantic.
Frantic.
Yeah.
And panicking, and so it is like they're trying to pull a story out of these people, and it's just
it's difficult.
And they're by little bits and pieces they're trying to put together what's
like a cohesive storyline.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But in the middle of all this, we get a brown face for some odd reason. As they're trying to verify the actual story.
Right.
They have they had a meeting or maybe a segment with some family that's supposed to sing, and what was their name? It was something super racist.
It totally was. It was the kind of group that you'd expect to be at a school function singing.
But it was like Harry and the Muslims or something like that. It was really bad because I was like, I think the only one that was maybe Muslim was the mother of the family. But then everybody else had brown paint on their face. I was just like, oh my God. What is happening? And
the program manager's forcing Mazzy to do this segment with them, and he is going nuts because he wants to figure out this mystery. This is the kind of story that he's been dying to tell, and he's forced to listen to
some weird song. Maybe it's a Canadian song.
Family boy group kind of a little mini Partridge Family.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I was about to say. She also wanted him to push through that segment so they had time to try to verify more of the story.
Right.
But yeah, go ahead.
So they're like I said, they're trying to put together this, and it's super slow. Not the movie's not slow, but it is a super slow building of this story and stuff. Yeah. And then do we get the second time Ken calls in?
Yeah. Ken checks back in, but in between that, she tells Mazzy to lay off Ken because he's just a guy in like a Dodge like or whatever, some kind of car,
right?
Sitting on top of a mountain with the helicopter noises.
Yeah, the sound effects in the background to pretend like he's in a helicopter.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, you gotta give the guy like props for trying to add some authenticity and making this small town of Pontypool feel like bigger,
right,
than it really needs to be. I'm pretty sure a city of like 50,000 people doesn't need a helicopter weather report, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But we do get an update from Ken.
And at this point, you're really getting a immense amount of panic from Ken.
Yeah.
Like now he is seeing people ripping each other apart. People like killing each other, biting, stomping each other. He said there was a car that was so covered with people that you trying to bust in that you could no longer see that it was a car. That there's emergency vehicles, but it's like not police and ambulance. It's more government, military kind of. Oh yeah,
they said military like trucks were rolling in and all that stuff. Yeah.
And at this point, he's definitely like he's fearing for his safety, and so they're like, Grant is like, yeah, hey, if you're not safe where you're at, move. That's the most important thing is don't worry about the story. Get out of harm's way. And that's when
Sid.
Is that when his radio goes silent?
Yeah. His radio goes silent, but and then in a few moments after that, BBC calls in.
Yeah.
And then he gets on this interview with some guy, and he's asking like Mazzy, like, hey, are they quarantining off Canada?
Is this like a liberal like overthrow of the government? Is this terrorist activity?
They're pretty much shitting on Canada for some reason.
Totally. And Mazzy can't give them. He doesn't know anything yet.
Yeah.
They haven't gotten really any kind of report. So he doesn't want to just speculate. And so, I mean, it certainly it increases the suspense of what's actually going on.
Yeah. But Mazzy also it's pretty much the first time he's stuttered on the air as he's being interviewed by this guy, because you can tell he wants to be able to tell you the story, but as he's getting sort of berated by this like big BBC anchor, he gets flustered.
But totally, yeah, because this is like a celebrity counterpart to him.
Yeah, and it's like on a major scale,
berating him for not knowing, kind of.
But I mean, he's just if you think about it, he's just a local DJ jock, right?
Yeah,
or disc jockey. And so he's not any sort of like news outlet. He's not a newspaper.
Right. I'm like you're picturing like Howard Stern crossed the line and he got fired and lost all his contracts, and now he's working early morning radio station in the middle of nowhere, and
and you just can't expect him to know. He doesn't have all the resources,
right?
Like a network like BBC would. Yeah, so it's pretty much it is the first. And Sid she's pissed off too because she's all like, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, trying to make him feel better. But I'm pretty sure she's also mad because it felt like a jab at Canada.
Oh, totally. Yeah, and there's that, kind of the whole small town, the radio station, just
like, how do you guys not know? And what happens after that? The whole the BBC interview.
So it's pretty quick, and they're basically just like, well, you guys suck because you don't know anything, so we're gonna find our news elsewhere.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and chalk this up for terrorist activity because that's what we think.
Or libertarianism.
Yeah, libertarian. Yeah, and you can't give us a better answer, so that's just what we're gonna tell the world.
Yeah. And I think after that, what's it called? What's her face? The audio engineer sort of. Oh yeah, this is sort of like where things sort of they start to see the effects of like what's actually happening outside, right?
Right. Well, they're getting more people calling in, and some of them are just spouting just gibberish.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Well, actually, yeah, we'll go back to the racist brown face family. The girl, she actually showed symptoms of what was going on.
Right, and at that point, they don't know what the symptoms were or even anything. But the one girl starts to just rapidly repeat the same word.
Yeah, over and over
again.
And then they just leave. But okay, and then so yeah, now we're back to the more forward in the movie.
And they do get a hold of Ken again. And Ken is in
he's like in a silo.
A silo, yeah. And he watches just in front of him one person maul another person to death. And he said he kind of explained it like the person was trying to eat its way inside of the other person. Like the attacker wanted to be inside of the victim, and it seemed like he was trying to eat its way inside.
Do you think he went from ass to head?
But yeah, you I didn't even want to picture that. But yeah, you definitely are getting more and more of the like that dread, that terror from Ken. Ken is absolutely horrified.
But I think this is probably this was probably like the last call he made though, right? Because wasn't it at towards the end of this call he started saying I think simple.
Yes.
Yeah. And then that's when Mazzy he knew it was over for Ken.
Right. Right. Because that's when they're starting to put together that like these people start to stutter and get into this weird word patterns.
Yeah.
As they begin to get these symptoms. And it's.
Oh wait. I was gonna say. I think this is the call where Ken gets interrupted and he gets hacked by some French news station.
Yes.
Maybe it was in Nova Scotia or whatever, Montreal, one of those weird French speaking
Sorry to our Canadian listeners. But French is a very prominent language. It is the second language of Canada.
Yeah, and so but it says what's it called? Do not speak or something like that.
Right. Don't speak. Don't repeat things. Try not to use the English language.
And do not translate this
into English.
Yeah,
and he just read it word for word over the radio.
He was just doing his job
because he's reading it as they're translating, or as
what's it called? The homecoming hero. I forgot. She was the military. The audio engineer is like a military chick. She kind of actually really looks like a young Anna Faris.
I could see that.
Yeah, but like way more stacked.
But yeah, she gets this message and she's just trying to translate it. And she's typing as she's translating it, typing it into the computer, and he's reading it like word for word as it's coming up his teleprompter.
He's just doing his job. That's all he's doing.
Right, and yeah.
And so this is sort of like the first time we ever get like a hint about it. Maybe it has to do with like language.
Right? And it's still really vague.
Yeah.
And so that's at this part is when military hero Sid starts.
Oh no, Sid is the program director.
Oh right.
And then homecoming hero is the audio engineer.
And so she starts.
Yeah, they go upstairs. I think they're like fixing up something.
Oh no, right? Because at this point, he just can't grasp that this message had come across in French, and he snaps and he's like, you guys are playing a joke on me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
My manager hates me for losing my, big paying job. So you guys set this all up, and I am done with the games. I am leaving. Because you guys are just
You guys are tripping me out. Well, I think his whole shift has been weird because in the beginning of the film, as he pulls into the station, some lady in a winter storm is in the middle of, is in front of his car, or the side of his car, and then she just, moonwalks her way out of there.
Right.
And so, I think ever since the beginning of the film, he sort of has been feeling off. Right? And so this whole situation that's been happening to him up to his little breakdown, I think he's just fed up, and he's been drinking throughout the whole segment that he's been doing. So yeah, he totally just breaks down. He yells at Sid and Homecoming Hero. I think he slaps her hand away, and this is maybe where she gets a cut or something. That's why
oh yeah,
they're bandit. Oh yeah, because she falls.
Yeah,
because then he she tries to stop him. He does that little hand thing where he
just
get
flail
your
somebody away.
Damn hands off me,
you damn dirty ape.
But yeah, so yeah, they're upstairs right now. They're trying to bandage her up, and then yeah, Homecoming Hero audio engineer girl. I really can't remember.
So names. At the end of that, at the end of his little tirade, he kicks open the door to outside, and he's like, "It's just snowing out here. There's nobody out here," and Hometown Hero's like, "No, look out there. They're coming." And they close the doors and lock the doors.
Oh, yeah.
And then you start hearing some banging on the doors. You don't see anything, but there's obviously something outside trying to get in.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, man.
But yeah, then they go and they bandage up her hand, and they're trying to make sense of this. He's realizing that it's not a joke.
Yeah.
And once he realizes it's not a joke, he definitely snaps back into form and, is like, well, now this is serious and now I have to do something because the production manager and the Hometown Hero, they start to lose it because now that they saw that it's real, they're
sort
not,
of in
not
a panic
so
mode.
cool under pressure.
But this is during the moment where Hometown Hero and Sid are having this moment, and then Hometown Hero goes, "I need to find Mazzy," but then they Sid already knows he's back in the booth, trying to figure out how to explain what's happening right now.
Right.
And then she walks off, and Sid looking she's looking befuddled. She's like, "What's going on?" And then she starts. Hometown Hero starts. She just stops, and then starts making this high pitched noise almost.
Right, which is a copy of a tea kettle that was in the background earlier in the movie.
Oh, was that it? I thought it was. I thought they were just paying homage to Body Snatchers. If you guys don't know that movie, you guys gotta watch it. It's a really good paranoia type of film.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. It was a tea because they were making tea earlier. Okay, see, but yeah, during this time, some sort of weird. I think it was a door or a window opens up in the storage room, and Dr. Mendez comes in.
Right.
And he's like, "No, forget about her. She's infected. Let's get out of here."
It's too late. She's already infected.
Yeah.
And so they take Mendez into the sound booth because the sound booth is both soundproof and apparently pretty tough.
Oh yeah. Well, I think yes.
They can get in there and lock it, and she can't get in. And she can't hear them. And
I think that's what the important part was, right?
Yeah. And so Mendez starts to talk about what he feels the issue was. It's definitely a virus type infection. And it's aggravated by the English language. And at that point, like, you start to see the hometown hero. She's like banging her face against the glass, and he's like, "Oh, look, the infection's taking over. She's starting to go." He's like, "But there's no one in here for her to talk to. I've never seen the infection, take a hold of somebody where it can't spread by talking to somebody."
And so the doctor is really interested to see how it's going to react.
Right.
Because a virus wants to spread.
Yeah. And that's when he kind of comes into that realization that somehow this virus is spread through the English language. That not everything, but that there's certain infected words that will infect you if you hear them.
Now that we talk about it, I think this was just some sort of Montreal propaganda to make everybody start speaking more French. No, but so hometown hero, she keeps banging her head, but because she hasn't been able to spread like the virus, she just like vomits.
Yeah, super blood vomit. Just and I mean really that's the first time.
Yeah,
there's very little, but that's the first time you see somebody. It's really the only blood you see
in the film,
in the whole movie.
Yeah, because I think later on, even the attacks weren't too gory.
Yeah,
this is pretty much the most. I think this was like a big chunk of their budget was that projectile vomit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so as they're going, as that happens, they hear that the facility has been broken into.
Right.
Like there's people coming in now, and they're all saying some sort. Like they all have separate words that they keep repeating.
But it's all just they all have a word that they're just repeating over and over and over again.
And they're all trying to look for somebody to infect or inhabit or something. So as that's happening, all three of them hide. They turn off the booth, the lights and all that stuff, and then they try to hide. And then as they're hiding out, Dr. Mendes, he starts to get trapped into like this cycle. I forgot what the word that he was talking about, but then he counteracts it by speaking German.
Right. And Mazzy and Sid don't know any German.
Yeah.
But they're Canadians, out. So they know French. So they're freaking out because now he is babbling in German. So they're kind of under the impression that he has gotten infected.
Yeah. But he's just doing that to counteract the English infection.
Yes.
So his German is actually fighting off this virus.
And then they come up with the idea, because there's a speaker on the outside of the building, that if they
constantly keep looping a phrase,
that it will attract the infected out of the building outside to...
Because there's finally some sort of like noise, and then they have time to get to another part of the building.
Yeah, somewhere safe.
But then as they're making their way up, Dr. Mendes starts playing some sort of German, like a German song. It sounds, I think, almost like a German national anthem. I just don't know if it's a Third Reich. But Mazzy, he freaks out because he doesn't want the sound in the building, so he hammers it out.
Yeah.
He hammers the speakers out. But then as he's doing that, Dr. Mendes makes his way upstairs because he's afraid that like they'll catch up to him.
Yes.
Yeah. And so they do make it into the storage room where Dr. Mendes comes in.
And he leaves out the same window he came in.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, I'm out.
Peace."
Which I don't know why Mazzy and Sid didn't also leave.
I don't know if I would... If you're in a building, I don't know, that has doors, and these things can eventually break in, but you're pretty safe behind a locked door. I don't know if I would go out into a blizzard and try to fight the cold and this unknown that's out there.
Yeah, well, I guess Dr. Mendes has more, air quotes, experience in the last, I don't know, 2 hours
Right. Yeah,
dealing with them. So he's able to get around them.
And they didn't know anything because for the first
4 hours, there's no time. There's like, well, we're just guessing 4 hours maybe.
right, they're just trying to put pieces together from these random awkward phone calls where Mendez was in the doctor's office where the first infected person showed up. This old woman, and that's when she started to babble, and he kind of tells the story about she started to babble, and that's when everybody started flooding in to see her, and that's when kind of everything
started. But yeah, so as they're stuck in this room, Sid starts freaking out. And then she starts to loop a word. It was kill. But as that's happening, Mazzy's trying to put the pieces of the puzzle in his head.
Yes, and so they kind of with the help of Mendez, they kind of come up with that words that we know too well and understand too much is where like this virus can survive, and it's almost like we have to confuse our brain to keep it from getting infected, and that's kind of like why the you have to think hard to speak a second language, and it's not super clear and to you, so it that's why that a second language was
like
not infectious. But yeah, so he comes up with the idea that like she starts to loop the word kill, and so
kill.
he's trying to put something in there to confuse that word.
Yeah, and the word that they find is kiss.
Yeah,
you know, and so he constantly is trying to comfort her, saying kill means kiss, kill means kiss, kills mean kiss, and then she sort of starts to get in that loop too. And then she breaks herself out of it. Yeah,
it's like the brain now no longer really means what you mean by the word kill.
Yeah.
So the virus can no longer hold on to that word.
and then she goes, "Kill me," and then they make out for a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, how did this film end? I swear I just watched it this morning too.
So they want to go down to the back down to the station and be able to kind of let people know. And as they leave the room, little brown face girl is there. And it is it's like this horrifically graphic scene that you don't see anything of. They don't have any weapons or anything, and they just stomp this girl to death. But they don't show any of it. And the most disturbing part is while they're doing it, in the background, there is a promo picture of Grant Mazzy is coming to our local radio station, and it's him with this giant goofy smile. And it's just in the background as they're stomping this little girl to death.
Yeah, they couldn't show it because it cost way too much.
Really? Yeah, but you don't even see any blood or anything.
But the movie ends like right there, right?
No, so they get down to the to the to the booth, the sound booth, and he starts to talk about words and try to explain, but he's like, I will have to explain this to you, but I don't want you to understand what I'm saying because then
it won't work.
And so he starts to kind of try to do the kiss is kill thing, but then he kind of like gets into this rhythm and makes it like into a haiku, and the production manager's like, no, now you're following too much of a pattern and it's easy to follow that, and so they're kind of off and on trying to put like banana is a mop, and my favorite emotion is blue, and they're just trying to make the most confusing sentences they can.
It's almost like if you put another language into Google Translate.
Yes,
it's pretty much that's what he's trying to explain, But I don't think when this movie came out like 2006, 2008, something around there.
Something like that.
Like yeah, so like Google Translate wasn't.
At least not what it is now. Yeah,
and it still sucks. So just think about it back then, you know. And so pretty much he's just trying to like try to give you like information, but without giving you too much. It's such a weird.
Right.
Yeah.
And as this is happening in the background, you can hear helicopters, you can hear gunshots.
Oh yeah.
And then you hear the sound of a bomb dropping, and then the movie kind of cuts to credit.
Yeah, and then but as the credits are going, you hear like these radio newses that it actually spreads throughout Canada, and it actually eventually ends up in London.
Yeah.
But there's also a post-credit end scene. Did you?
I did not.
You did not? You didn't watch it?
No. I always watch the credits too.
There's a post-edit end scene where they actually make it out. And they're like in sort of like this really weird black and white filter. And they're talking like 50, 60 cool cats.
No, you're right. I did see that. Yes. Oh, that's so weird. Like it almost isn't part of the...
Yeah. They almost... Okay, so like I know in Cockney, they have like this, like the old like way of speaking where it's like a very metaphorical. And so in this one, they're talking to like, there's like, oh yeah, we gonna go outside and knock some boots or something like that. It's really like they're talking in like metaphors and phrases and slang. So everything means something.
Right. And everything they say you got to think about.
Yeah, you got to think about so they don't fall into like this comfortable pattern of English anymore. It's all a freaking Roger Rabbit movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the end of the movie.
Man, this was the most suspenseful movie that like maybe that I've seen in years. Like it draws you in, and even though nothing is happening, it is like you are riveted to your seat trying to put together. And I mean, I like I said, I kind of lucked out watching this, going in with no expectations, having no idea what to expect, having no idea, any of the storyline. Like I said, the little blurb
on
summary
Netflix
was like garbage. Like I'm like, I don't, what the hell? Okay, it's a horror, movie,
job,
and I'm gonna go ahead and watch it.
I want that blurb job on Netflix. No, yes. One of the things I really took away from this film, it is like Kobe has said, it's pretty suspenseful because you don't know what's going on,
right?
But to me, okay, so obviously we're doing a podcast. I'm a big fan of other podcasts as well, and I feel like this because it's based on a book.
Right.
Like, what was it called? Pontypool Saves or something?
Changes Everything.
Changes Everything. And I feel like this one would have been really good if they did it as a podcast also.
So it's really funny that you said that because the original first take of this movie, the first 56 minutes of it is all just that bluish green wavy line that you see when they're talking. They show it at the very beginning for the first couple minutes as he starts his spiel. But you know if you're watching like Paranormal Activity or like Ghost Hunters or whatever, they always have that like it's that green line, that blue line, and as there's sound, it starts to get a little bit wavy as you can hear whatever.
It's like sound waves, yeah.
But they actually tried to do it as they did the first 56 minutes, something like that, of it. Nothing but that. But they thought that if they did that, if they went to like a Cannes Film Festival or a Sundance Film Festival, that people would not follow.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could definitely do this as like an audio book or something and not lose anything from the movie.
Yeah. Well, because this entire movie is pretty much just one set, one location. And in my mind, as I was watching it, because I watched it. I had to wake up really early this morning. Stupid car troubles. But as I was watching it, I was sort of like closing my eyes, but like I'm still listening, and I feel like I didn't lose anything.
Right.
And the guy who played Mazzy, he has such a good voice.
Oh yeah.
For just like audio drama type of deals, and so yeah, I liked the film. I liked the acting in it. It wasn't like bad. It wasn't over the top. It was pretty much like I think they worked well with each other. Like
right,
the cast.
Good chemistry.
And so it all felt really natural. Man, yeah, and I just in my mind I just kept thinking, oh man, this would be such a great podcast.
Right. Yeah. And there was things like they tell you how the virus is spread, but they give you very little information, and it's like I think it almost sells it better, because once you get something like that and they give you too much information, you could start picking holes in it.
Yeah, definitely.
You're like, it doesn't make any sense. That wouldn't work like that. But if they give you a very vague overview of something, then for the next week, you and your friends are all talking like, how would that work? Maybe this is how which words are going to be the ones that are infected, and how would you keep from really,
so it gives you and your friends. It's like any movie that has an open ending. Inception, the Hulk with Lou Ferrigno. I don't know if that's like an open ending. It's just I keep wondering if someone picked them up.
Yep.
But yeah, it does give you time to talk about it, to theorize about it, and I think that's like one of the good things about this film too, because it treats its audience with respect. Like he's like, we want you to sort of form your own opinion about it,
right,
and do all that. And like I think I was talking to Kobe before we started the podcast, where I think I said this at the beginning too, is if you understand the film too well, I don't think it did its job, because it took me talking about it right now with you for me to start to know it better.
Right.
Yeah. So I definitely think even though I wouldn't say for Kobe, he could probably rewatch this all the time. For me, I have no desire to rewatch it anytime soon, but I will want to watch it again, just because I feel like there's a lot that maybe I missed, or maybe, because the story structure isn't also, it's very unconventional, because of how well it could be adapted into an audio format instead of like a film. Yeah. This movie is a trip though. Oh man, did you watch any trailer? We'll do first impressions right now, but did you watch any trailers of it, or was your just first go I was into horror movies. I'd really gotten into the horror movie kick, and I was just going through Netflix and watching all their recommended horror movies, because once you watch a few, it kind of gives you a line of these are the horror movies we recommend for you, and the picture that pops up was this scratchy red silhouette painting of a guy's head, and behind it could his head could have been blown up, or he could be standing against a red wall. It was very unappealing, and like I said, I passed by it dozens of times. As have I, yeah.
And then eventually I just kind of I had already watched everything else in their recommended line, and I was just like, whatever, I'll give it a shot. And I started watching it, and it just the beginning starts just really bizarre. Like I said, with that stops the car, and that lady is just, and you have no idea what part that's going to play in the movie, if anything, and it's just bizarre. And then he gets in, and it's just angry DJ
he's
fighting
mad
with his production manager.
He's super pissed that he's in this small town. He was probably a radio jockey or a disc jockey in Toronto,
right?
And now
some
he's
big
in
city,
this backwater
podunk
town
nowhere.
I actually don't. I have no idea if Pontypool is a real town.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had seen this plenty of times also, and I had no desire to watch it. I think maybe I do read I do read the little blurbs too, and it just didn't sound as appealing, and I didn't know anybody in it, so I was like, whatever. And then it's off of Netflix, and now it's $100 Blu-ray.
Right, and yes, it was. I guess there's not an American release. You can find it for like a European, the Type 2 or not, but whatever
whatever.
Yeah, so it's not playable in American DVD players.
Is it not?
Yeah, region.
Oh, region locked.
The region locked. And so so like I was looking for one to buy.
Yeah.
For this, because it wasn't. It's not on anything. It's not on Hulu. It's not on Amazon. It's not on Netflix.
Is it? It's not.
It's And so I was just like, whatever, I'll buy it. Whatever I can, I'll definitely pay $20 to have this movie in my collection, or $10 for a DVD. And then the Blu-ray is like $100. DVD is like $80 because it's not available out here, and I couldn't find the Korean knockoff or the Hong Kong
with the Chinese subtitles. Oh man.
And so fortunately, YouTube they've got a
it's not our fault. It's on YouTube. Blame YouTube.
It's like a German subtitled version of the movie.
Yeah.
And the subtitles are huge. I actually put like little sticky notes along the bottom of it.
Oh, you had to also?
Because they were distracting because they were
giant. They were just constant. Yeah. I actually put my thumb over the bottom of my phone.
And again, like there is not a lot of on-screen action. There's a ton of stuff constantly going on, but there's not a lot of on-screen action. And when the only thing on the screen that's really moving is the subtitles, like your eyes are just
locked,
fixated on them. So yeah, put little post-it notes at the bottom of my computer screen so I would not be watching it. But yeah, it was.
Oh man. Okay, so I had something in my mind. Now it's slipping. Yeah. I mean. We'll go to ratings first, and then maybe I can get it back. But yeah, what would you rate this film, Kobe?
So our rating system is based on
oh yeah,
how you would buy this Blu-ray.
Use a used DVD, brand new DVD, used Blu-ray, new Blu-ray, and Ultimate Box Collection.
I don't know what they would put in the Ultimate Box Collection on this.
Well, I mean, if it's a series, maybe like if they came out with like two other films.
Apparently, for a while they were in talks of doing a Pontypool 2 where you were going to get it from like Ken's view, and so then you were going to get all the action, and then Ken is like frantically trying to figure out who to tell and you know,
and how to get in touch with the. But I feel like that would totally shift the mood that they created with the first one,
right?
Because then it would just be like sort of the well, not really zombies, but more like the crazies.
Yeah, because it like these people weren't dead, and they kind of make that the analogy that like when they're digging into a person, it's like they have lost their voice, so they're trying to dig into the other person so that they could try to use that person's voice.
Yeah, but they're starting from the ass up. Oh, I finally
Barry's imagination. That is,
I finally remember what my question is. Okay, but yeah, so we will say that these Blu-ray and DVD prices are average price and not $100 and $80.
Yes, I unfortunately would not pay $100 or $80 for this. But if we had like a $20 or $25
Blu-ray,
new Blu-ray, I would buy this. I would prefer to buy it on a used Blu-ray, but if I couldn't find that, I would probably splurge
to get yourself into it.
Well, I guess like in the rating, we're halfway between used and new
Oh, yeah.
Blu-ray.
That's fine. Yeah, we call that discount bin new Blu-ray. Yeah, I would get this. I would probably get this brand new DVD. I just feel like, even though I wouldn't watch this a lot, I would rewatch it, and then like I would rewatch it with the director's commentary, just so I can know what the hell is going on from their point of view.
Right. Yeah.
Because I remember growing up, I never understood people that watch movies with director's commentary until I started getting more into movies.
Well, because now we watch adult movies, like
adult movies.
What's gonna be the director's commentary on the movie Commando? You know, it's like, oh, there's Arnold. He's reloading his gun. He doesn't ever reload in that movie. So, this is where Arnold should have reloaded his gun. Yeah. But now that I watch more complicated movies with a little bit more depth.
Like Interstellar and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Now we kind of want to see where they're coming from.
Like the movie Naked Lunch. That is an extremely bizarre movie, and I had to watch it a second time with the director's commentary on, because I was like,
Did it make more sense?
I have no idea what just happened.
Did it make more sense with the director's commentary?
It made 50% more sense.
Or were they being very...
No, they were being very straightforward. And it still didn't really make a lot of sense.
Oh, man. But yeah, so I would buy this with a new DVD, just because I feel like there's a lot of there would be a lot of extra commentary features, and then there would be interviews on and then there might be a backstory on the series of the books. Yeah, that's what I would do it. Oh, so I do now remember what my question was. What would your kill word be, or kill sound? What
word do I understand so well that
actually I don't have to ask you. It's cheese.
It would be cheese.
If you guys didn't know Colby well enough, he is a lover of cheese.
I'm named after a cheese. I'm not actually named after a cheese, but my name's Colby, and Colby is a cheese. It is a delicious cheese. If you are not familiar with it and you are not lactose intolerant, you should go out and try some.
No, okay. So what would your word? What do you think your word would be?
Cheese would probably be my word. I'm not sure I ever... If I've gone a day in the last 15 years, I don't know if there's a day I've gone by that I haven't said the word cheese. In fact, I introduced myself as, I'm Colby, like the cheese.
Oh, and Colby used to own a comic book store, and so every time he introduced himself to a customer, he's like, you'll remember me, I'm Colby, like the cheese.
Yep.
Okay, if you had to choose a word that you couldn't say because you know it'd be infected, what would it be? Or a sound. It could be a sound, too, because remember, like you said, the girl had the tea kettle sound stuck. It's a really hard one. While you think, mine would be balls. Or the sound, it would be a wet fart.
I'd be in trouble if the sound was, or if the word was right. Because as I'm talking to people, I always right? Right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I repeat it, too.
Yeah.
I would definitely be infected with that word.
That would be the word you understood too well.
Right.
Oh, man. I just think a wet fart sounds the funniest. It's like... No, but okay, so...
Insert sound effect here.
No, I just if for some reason in my mind when I thought about it, when someone, you could tell if someone farts, it's just oh, that's a fart. But when someone farts and they're in trouble.
Yep, you hear that sound and you're like, ooh. Oh yeah, you should not be wearing white pants.
Oh man. But yeah, we are getting to our hour mark, guys, and oh man, and so we're coming to a close, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, And we just want to do an update for next week's podcast. We talked about this before. We wanted to do a little. We're gonna go a little bit different this time, like we did with the Fantastic Four podcast that we did. And so we wanted to talk about Endgame, but not Endgame the movie. The Endgame, 5 years lost. We're also not going to talk about mainly superheroes. We're going to talk about economy and all that stuff. Just like the after effects of Thanos snaps.
Right. Yes.
That is what we're going to talk about. And it's going to be an hour of us just bullshitting.
Mostly, yeah. It'll probably be everybody's favorite episode. And they'll be like, why do you guys even talk about real movies?
Why don't you guys theorize more things, more unimportant things that happen in movies? So I hope you guys look forward to that. That'll just be a little filler until we find out what our next theme is going to be for the next month. Yep. And so, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I'm Barry.
And I'm Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. Our theme music is by Rosevere, Arcade Montage. You guys can find it on FMA.com under the tagline Music for Podcast 3.
Thank you.